Okay, we're going to open the North Plains Planning Commission meeting for May the 11th at 7 o'clock. Could I please get the roll call? Oh, wait, excuse me. Let's do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Chair King,
Here.
Vice Chair Levante, here, Commissioner Kenordell,
Here.
Commissioner Van Donlen,
Here.
Commissioner Nennekamp,
Here.
Commissioner Miller,
Here.
and Commissioner Half is excused, and your ex officio is Counselor Cameron Martinez.
Well, which Kendall came to me.
That's right, I wasn't sure on, they were talking about switching them.
And that's what he said, so he wasn't sure. So either one of them are excused.
Oh, okay, great.
I feel embarrassed tonight.
Yeah.
Well, all we're doing is one public hearing that they're next week. So
Right.
I figured there's no sense that they would have to sit through that. So they paid me well. All righty, thank you very much. Okay, item number 5 is public comments. This time is available for anyone on Zoom or in the audience that has any comments or questions about commission business other than those on the agenda. Is there anyone?
I did not receive anything prior to the meeting, and I'm not sure who that person is there, Emma's iPad, whether they would like to make a comment.
Hearing none or seeing no motion.
Okay.
All right. Item number 6 is the approval of the minutes. This is for the April 13, 2022 regular session minutes. Any corrections, changes, additions? Hearing none.
I move to approve the April 13th minutes as they stand. Okay.
I think you were close third.
Thank
It's been moved by Commissioner Nennekamp, second by Commissioner Levante for approval of the April 13 minutes, 2022 as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, minutes are approved. Item number 7 is a public hearing. This is a legislative public hearing, which means that we will be, if we decide, making recommendation to city council. And it will, I think in our package, you will see that there's basically the last sentence and the conclusions is almost a motion if you need one, because it will be to date certain.
you.
So if I could get the procedure for the public hearing.
Thank you, Chair King. The North Plains Planning Commission will conduct a legislative public hearing regarding file 22-050 economic opportunity analysis. The order of business will be as follows. The Planning Commission Chair will open the public hearing and request the staff report. Commissioners may ask questions at any time during the public hearing. Any written correspondence submitted on behalf of this item will be orally presented, including the individual's name and address. The public will be invited to provide oral and written testimony on the proposed items. Additional staff comments will then be presented. The chair will call for Planning Commission comments and discussion. The chair will close the public hearing or continue the hearing to a specific date and time. All persons testifying shall be deemed parties to the proceeding and must provide their name and full correct mailing address, or if preferred, their email address. Parties will be notified of the decision, continuances, appeals, or other procedural actions required by the code and state law. The city municipal zoning code and development standards specified applicable criteria to be relied upon in making a decision. Those criteria and findings of fact are in the city staff report. Public testimony should be limited to those criteria and findings of fact or to other city or state land use standards that the person testifying believes applies to the proposed items. Failure to raise an issue in person or in writing with sufficient detail to afford the hearing body and the parties to the hearing an opportunity to respond to that issue, precludes appeal to the Oregon Land Use Board of Appeals.
All right, thank you. We will open the public hearing at 7:05 for the economic opportunities analysis, file number 22-050. Could I see? There are no conflicts of interest or ex parte contact because this is legislative. So could I get the staff report?
Yes, thank you, Chair King. The city is proposing updates to the comprehensive plan, including an updated economic opportunities analysis and some text updates to the economic development statewide planning goal 9 section of the comprehensive plan. In your packet this evening are the findings of fact that this proposal meets the city's criteria for a comprehensive plan text amendment, which includes the statewide planning goals that we're also required to meet. With me this evening is Bill Reed, your finance director. So for technical questions, I'm going to direct them towards the video screen. But as far as reviewing this for the land use perspective, the EOA as presented this evening does meet the criteria for the Planning Commission to recommend approval to the City Council. And we are looking for that to be recommended to their hearing Monday next week, so May 16th, 2022. So we are hoping to answer all your questions and make sure all of the issues that might be there are satisfied this evening, and we recommend sending this on to the City Council next week.
Any questions of the staff report? Hearing none. Or seeing none on Zoom. So also, who's presenting as the applicant?
Well, because it's legislative, it's not really, it would be Bill to probably tell you details about it. Although you did, if you'll recall last meeting, get an in-depth presentation on the economic opportunities analysis. No changes have been made. So we don't, I think, have a PowerPoint presentation this evening, but Bill can correct me if I'm wrong. So we're just here to answer questions. The document was in your packet and the presentation was given at the April meeting.
Okay, let me ask, any of the commissioners have any questions of the economic opportunities analysis report?
On the,
Commissioner Labonte?
on page 14 of our packet, under objective 6, under policies, this is what's going to be replaced in our current.
That's correct. So this would be the new section. This page would be in the comprehensive plan.
Under policy number 1, I'm just wondering if we could wordsmith it a little bit, only because I don't know, it sounds so negative. Reverse the worsening trend of bedroom community status. I mean, I would.
Well, I'll let Bill or Andy talk about that. I believe the City Council came up with these 4 policies at their goal setting, and so these are specifically worded by council.
Just that worsening.
Well, but it's true, I think, given the
Whether it's
presentation.
worse or better, it's just reversing the trend is basically what we're trying to accomplish.
You might recommend removing the word worsening,
Yeah,
and so you'd say reverse the trend of bedroom community status for Northlands. I mean,
whether that's positive or negative. There are a lot of community members that actually like the fact that we're a bedroom community,
yeah, so it might be less inflammatory there, possibly.
even though I know it's not revenue.
Well, and that's, if Turkey, if I mean,
Yes. please.
yeah. Part of the implied notion of being a bedroom community is you're just bedrooms. And all the tax falls upon the homes.
Exactly.
And that's the point of this, is trying to reverse that. It has been worsening every new home that we add. It's only gonna get worse.
Right. And I
So
understand that. I just looking at this
it
as
seems
our new
devastating.
policy,
Yeah.
it just
No, I get it.
jumps out at me.
So it's,
But I totally understand. the need
so
for
like for some.
economic development.
You could recommend that the City Council consider removing the word worsening.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize they were the ones that came up with the exact
Yeah.
language of it.
I would support that as well. I think there's differing views. Some think it's worse, some think it's better.
We're just reversing the trend.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No, thank you.
Do you have anything to add, Bill?
Not really, just, indeed, those are the resolutions as city council decided them to be worded for, with approval. And as far as worsening bedroom community, I would just, I know that's a perception thing. What I would do is remind you to take a look at the appendix in the EOA about what the evidence is of what bedroom community is doing for the city. And I think that that's really what they're getting at with worsening in there.
Thank you. Those, no other questions of staff report, comments? Okay, and do we have anyone that wishes to testify either way or for or against? Not hearing or seeing anyone? Okay. There. Do we have any discussion? None? Okay, I will close the public hearing at 7:12. And I will entertain a motion.
Chair King, if I may just ask if you want to take a vote on whether to recommend striking worsening or what you want to do with that. I don't know if that's part of the recommendation, or I guess I'll wait and see what the,
That's why I
wait and see what
kind
the
of asked
motion
for
is.
discussion and
I'm
nobody
sorry,
kind
yeah.
of brought that up. So
Okay, my apologies.
no problem. So I'll entertain a motion.
I move to recommend to council the approval or I'm just recommending to council to approval of the economics opportunity analysis file -22-050. I would like to see the word worsening stricken from the policy section under objective 6, but I will.
Okay, so in your motion, you're saying you would like to, or you want it changed?
I would suggest it being changed, but again, it's going back to council who created it, so.
Not sure how to accept that as a motion. You either do or you don't.
I do.
Okay. Is there a second, or do we?
I'll second that.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded, moved by Commissioner Labonte, seconded by Commissioner Nunnekamp for recommendation to City Council for approval of file number 22-050 as presented, changing, removing the word worsening in the policy language. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any those opposed? Any abstentions? And it is recommended for approval to the City Council with that change.
Do I need to add the date or is that okay?
We've got
Okay.
the date.
You
Let
need
it
to
be
add
on
that
record that it's going to City Council on May 16th
to a date certain,
to a date certain.
May 16th. Okay,
We didn't.
that works for staff then?
Yes, that's great. I'm updating the PC recommendation right now. It's going to be in your email when you, because we have to put the packet out tomorrow, so.
You don't want me to just strike the word?
I don't have those exact policies in that. That's just the
Oh,
findings.
Okay,
So I'm going to add it to the text of the PC recommendation and send you a clean copy. So I just, as long as you and Lori can connect tomorrow, I think we'll be fine.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, item number 8 is new business. Planning Commission have any new business?
Not that I'm aware of.
Hearing none. Any planning commissioners, any new business? Okay. Item number 9 is unfinished business. Do we have any unfinished business at the chamber?
Maybe just letting you know, I mean, and this is maybe staff announcements too, but we told you in April that you were going to have a new staff planner, and I think most of you know that you're actually not at this point. She decided not to leave her current position. So I'll be with you for a while.
I was gonna
It looks
mention
so
staff
disappointing.
comments.
So she took your thunder.
I took Andy's thunder.
If there's no other unfinished business, then we'll move to the land use application and 3J monthly report. Any questions, comments on that? I just wanted some
Is
clarification.
it better? I'd like the record to show that Commissioner Levante says the consistency has gotten better in the reporting. Was it when you were here? We had to add the job numbers and all the different things to make the reporting better and easier to follow.
Well, I'm just gonna add that there's some missing on here too,
Oh, on the 3J report or on the building?
on the 3J report.
Like what?
Well, you don't have the St. Edward.
Oh, well, so they only make it onto that second list when they're in for public improvement review. So you're kind of, that project's in the no man land between land use and.
Well, that's,
public
I mean,
improvement.
that was the whole idea, that it's to know where all of them are.
Okay, I didn't realize.
As long as they're active, it'd
Okay,
be nice to see them.
still work to be done.
Yes, I don't want you to think you're.
Let the
perfect.
record
We had
show
the
that
kennel
Chair
club
King does
citation
not
on
think
there
it's done yet.
Well, that one's done for now.
Just now, though, but
Yeah.
we didn't have it on it for months.
No,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
So any land use application.
Yeah, anything that we have approved, especially things that we have, approved,
Okay,
that- just so we can follow up on what's happened with what we've agreed, what we made approvals on.
Is there anything else besides St. Edward?
because, yeah,
I don't know
because
what's
it's
not on
grass, it's their way of tracking.
Well, you spotted the other one.
Okay, so the question I did have though is, on number 7, the Main Street is Main Street improvements from commercial to Pacific.
I'm not gonna steal your thunder.
I don't have the thing in front of me. What's the question?
Main Street improvement. CIP number ST.001, ST.002.
Right, that's one of the projects from the fuel tax transportation bonds that would be
Okay,
sidewalks
That's,
on the
from-
south part of Maine that would match the north part of Maine. So south. of
no, this
Commercial
is,
Street. Yeah,
okay, the south end.
yeah, from commercial to Pacific.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, okay. And the Pacific Street improvements,
Sidewalk,
sidewalk all
also from
from
the
Maine
bond,
to
from Maine to
Glencoe.
Glencoe.
And that's on one side, right?
One side, yeah.
North side.
I don't know, just.
Oh,
yet.
you haven't
They'll be
determined.
doing the surveying.
Okay,
Yeah.
thought I heard it was. And just, what is
Two
the
sides.
313th Avenue improvement?
That's going
Just
to
a water
be,
line?
it's gonna be a water, yeah, just almost similar to the Cottage Street work. So it'll be a water line upgrade and then overlay at the same time.
That
Basically,
is, what area is that covering?
from
Pacific.
commercial to Highland.
Up to Highland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, part of that's gonna be covered by the state grant.
Okay.
So basically what we've been trying to do in the CIP is if we have water and street projects that are within a couple of years of each other, just combine them, get them done at the same time.
Rick wrote it once.
Yeah. That's why Cottage is, this is 4 weeks. It'd be a 4-week job. That we would combine both.
Right.
And then part of that will have a sidewalk from the Veterans Park up to kind of connecting what's there, Veterans Park up to Pacific. And so there's a little bit more of a Pacific downtown.
Sure.
Glencoe, that work there.
All right, thank you. Any other comments or questions on the 3J report?
Can I ask about the Ghost Creek Boardwalk? I'm not familiar with that one.
Yes, that will be a boardwalk. This this project was designed years ago, back when some of the Ghost Creek Trail was done. It just wasn't part of it. It's too expensive, but the design's there. Most of the permits are there, and it would be basically a boardwalk from kind of the corner there where that Veterans Park is, through the floodplain and pop out on
Going west.
huh?
Going west.
Going west through the floodplain and pop out on 314, which is like a long dead end. It would be kind of like nature boardwalk.
Extend the turtle path.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, we'll move on to planning commission comments. First thing, I'd like to welcome our new commissioner. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Anyone else?
Welcome.
Let the record show Tom did not say welcome.
Yeah. Reprimand him for that. If there's no planning commission comments, then item 12, staff comments.
Stole your thunder already. You go ahead.
Oh, so much fun. Yeah, we had a really good planner lined up. As is happened, but she decided to stay with her current city after she was going to move. I think the city council and the mayor got involved and said, we have to keep this person, and they probably did the supplemental budget, and we got outcompeted. We're having a tough time filling the public works job too. I've been trying that for 5 months now, and it's just a tough time to be hiring people. It's a tight labor market. I think it's basically all industries. So anyway, I'm working a lot of angles on both of those jobs. But the good news is still got Heather around, and so I'm thankful for that, at least from the planning side. The other news is the city council is going to put a local option levy on the ballot this November. Part of that has to do with a lot of the information you've seen with that EOA and in the appendix, and especially if people want 24-hour police coverage, we have no way to pay for it. We have to add a new revenue source to do that. So as part of that, they're going to put together a working group, like a local option levy working group, to kind of figure out what service levels would equate to with the levy, what the levy amount would be, from the property tax. And so the other boards and commissions have someone on there. So the mayor wanted me to ask if the planning commission would like to have someone on a working group too. It really should be sort of like how the budget committee is structured. It has to be composed of residents. It really should be a resident. So that eliminates a couple people. I know that. So looking at a few, if you have an interest, let me know either tonight or by the end of this week, which is 2 more days, so I can get some word out and start proposing things, because we'll have some work to do over the summer. And I don't want to let time slip on that. So somebody used to be on the budget committee. I know that. But just let me know about that. We've got other folks from the Parks Board and Economic Development Committee, Library Board on there as well. Cleanup days this Saturday, St. Edward Church.
Yeah, Edward.
I fixed it.
You fixed it? The postcard still says Edwards.
I didn't do postcard,
We didn't do the postcards.
but if that's the worst of my problems this week, I'll take it.
There's people at churches say that too, so.
Okay.
Any questions of the staff report? None. Our next regular meeting will be June 8th at 7 o'clock and workshop at 6 o'clock, correct? Okay. And with that, if there's no other commission business, we'll adjourn at 7:25.